mad if I have to sit around the house much longer.
How long till you get your licence back, Mum?
Oh, another 3 months. And don't you open your mouth, Henry Abbott. I'm sick and tired of your sarcasm.
No, dear.
You'd think those policemen would have better things to do in Manukau rather than hang around country roads.
Well, it is the third time you've been caught speeding, dear.
Oh, quiet. And now, of all things, knowing that I'm stuck inside all the time, you've gone and got yourself something on the committee.
Selector.
Oh, whatever. I'm sick and tired of rugby, Henry. It was bad enough when you were playing, with practices twice a week and then watching you roll around in the mud on Saturdays.
Yes, dear.
I wish you'd spend half as much time thinking of me as you do about that stupid game. Just put your foot down right from the start, Kathy dear. What with winter days will just go flying by with nothing but a pile of dirty shirts and shorts between warming up before a match and then recuperating afterwards.
Don't exaggerate, Mum. I like to see Bill go off with the boys occasionally. Of course, since John was born, I haven't had much time to see him play. But Bill slogs himself pretty hard during the week, so I don't mind him enjoying himself on a Saturday.
There you are, mother-in-law, straight from the horse's mouth.
Yes, but I wonder whether...
It's a question of alternatives. You've got practically no commitments with me almost running the farm, Henry. No reason you shouldn't travel a bit with Mary instead of mooching around with the boys.
Well, of all the bloody cheek. Here you are eating up my livelihood. Now you want me to bugger off completely.
Oh, calm down, you two. Bill's not pushing us out. He's merely suggesting we get away a bit more often. God, another 3 months and I have to beg to go to Pukekohe. We've lived in this district all our lives and it takes me all my time to get you to go to Auckland. And as for Europe...
We went to Australia 4 years ago, Mum.
Oh, sure. We arrived Friday night, saw a show Saturday night, and then home to these bloody sheep on Sunday.
Have a refill, Mum?
Oh, yes, dear. Henry, oh no, you're driving. Just make mine a double here.
Now, look,
There must be some compensation for losing my life.
Oh, you stupid...
What's wrong with you two? You've been on edge all afternoon. I don't like that language over the tea table.
Yes,
What do you say on that football field when you're in that silly little huddle? That's your own business. But mind where you are.
Yes, dear.
Thought I just heard John.
Oh, let's go and see him, Kathy. And leave these two alone. Oh, and don't strain yourselves trying to get the washing up done.
Don't scare the baby.
For hell's sake, let her have the last word, will you? It's going to be hard enough as it is.
Surely she can't blame you because she's lost her licence.
Oh, don't you believe it? Of course she can.
Well, have you changed your mind about this tour?
I only wish I could, but with you egging me on, I've committed myself too deeply now. What the devil am I going to say?
Don't try and blame me, Henry. You're a big boy. You're perfectly capable of saying no. Look, I'll give you a lesson in diplomacy. I'll take it to Kathy when she comes in. I'll give Mary a couple of minutes to get used to the idea before you mention that you'll be going too.
Oh, no. It'll give her more time to get worked up.
Rubbish! Just listen to the expert. Shh. Here they come now.
Oh, he's gone back to sleep. What are you looking like that for, Henry?
Oh, what?
Shifty.
Well, can't help myself.
Now, Kathy, I've a bit of news for you. Your dad and me have been arguing about how you'll take it, but I said I've got a better opinion of both of you than he has. Fact is, the boys at the club have decided to send a team over to Australia for a fortnight's tour. Just the lads, like. And they asked how many would be interested, and, well, I said I'd ask you.
Oh, no, you didn't. You put your hand up like a bloody shot.
He's exaggerating, Kathy. Don't listen to him.
Bill, how could you?
Do you think for one moment that she wants to see you carrying on around Australia like some kid on a school trip and she's left at home babysitting?
Look, it's only for 14 days.
And 2 days travelling.
Okay, now you say your piece.
Now, hang on.
Don't tell me you want to go too.
Well, Bill thinks I do, but...
Henry has put down a 25% deposit on the trip. He was one of the keenest at the meeting.
You
I just got
lying
swept
git.
along.
So, you're not involved.
Well, actually...
When people say, well, actually, I know they're going to tell me something they know I won't like. Well,
I didn't mean to come out quite so suddenly.
I bet you didn't.
Bloody great diplomat you are.
You've paid a deposit
Yes, dear.
on a trip to Australia
Yes, dear.
to what? I
Oh,
presume
yes, I'm too old to play.
you're so geriatric you shouldn't be allowed out. What do you mean by it? God, the times I've wept to see something besides these bloody fields and those sodding sheep.
Language.
Shut up! You two deserve a slow, throttling death. No wives allowed, eh? All set for the red light district of Sydney.
Mum, don't. If Bill wants to go, then he can. I'm not going to plead with him to stay. And you needn't try pet me either. I'm hurt you could choose to go away like this. And I certainly don't know how you dare accompany them, Dad. After all, you must realise how Mum has yearned to travel.
Well,
and now,
you'll-
of course, she can't even get out the district.
You'll still be here. Besides, there's a bus on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
You know where that you can stuff their bus and you can get your deposit back.
No, we can't. It's all been paid to the travel agents.
And when precisely is this affair scheduled for?
It's in a month's time, dear.
And that is 1 month's preview to purgatory, Henry Abbott. We'll be on our way now, Kathy dear. Thanks for dinner. You and I will just have to get together and plan our own little overseas trip. Come along, Henry.
Oh, Bill.
I was swept away by events. One of the single fellas suggested it, and you could tell all us marrieds were looking a bit dubious, but there was a heap of tracks about apes and strings, and somehow a motion was put and carried, and that was that. The old man had his name down as an official before they'd even asked for volunteers.
Is everyone going?
Practically everyone. Sam Tringle's not, because he's got a bypass operation coming up. And Freddie Thistlewood couldn't get a locum for his practice. Other than that, the whole senior team's going.
Freddie Thistlewood? He's a new vet, isn't he?
Yes, pretty fast, on a sound pair of hands. We'll miss him. Actually, he was the fellow who's done most of the organising on this tour. Sorted out hotels and transport, and then found he couldn't get away himself. Poor sod.
Yes.
Poor old Henry. I bet he's going through it. Listen, Kathy, there's no need to be worried about red light districts and that sort of thing. It's a tour. Lots of games, no spare energy. Might drink a few beers, but that's all it'll be. Trust me. And look on the bright side. Your mother loves having John, and you'll be able to catch up on all those little hobbies you say you haven't got time for, with a baby and a husband to look after. Oh, I'll go see to him, darling.
Freddie Thistlewood. Spunky hunk. Wow, with over 1,000 sheep, 3 dogs and 2 cats. Wouldn't be too difficult to explain him away. One hobby springs to mind. Leaves a darling wife all by herself. Great selfish oaf. expecting you until tomorrow.
Change your plan, darling. I'll come tomorrow as well. I was called to sort out a cow, but it died on me. As I was close, I thought I'd pop in to keep you company for a bit.
A bit of what?
How about a drink first?
I shot through Papakura yesterday and bought some of those wines you suggested. Didn't buy locally. You know how people are around these parts. If I'd bought anything other than sweet sherry and a crate of Triple X, there'd be all sorts of rumours going around.
They wouldn't be far wrong, would they?
Now wait just a minute. There's a good boy. What do you fancy?
What do I fancy? I fancy you, then I'll wash you down with some of that Pinot Noir.
Oh really, Freddie? Would you really like to wash me down?
Down, up and every which way, darling.
But first have a look at my wines.
Well done, you excelled yourself. You certainly changed from that housewife I met last week. Hello, Mr. Thistlewood. The you seems better. But would you care for a cup of tea before you go?
Oh, why thank you, Mrs. Hampton. Perhaps I will. Ooh, what a wonderful perfume you're wearing.
Oh, Mr. Thistlewood, fancy you noticing that. I suppose you wouldn't have time for something stronger.
Call me Freddie.
Call me Kathleen.
Oh, you're a wonderful medicine, Mr. Bet.
I've loved these days we've been allowed together. I can't understand those guys. They see each other on and off all week, and then they're on an expensive tour where they do the same. Swig beer, talk sheep, and play football. They're raving idiots.
And you planned it all just to be near me. I'm proud of you.
Worked out rather well, didn't it?
Hi, darling, it's me. Don't want it to come. It's unlocked.
Oh, shit. Put the bottles away. Just come about a sheet. Get a syringe out or something. Oh, hello, Jane.
I suppose friend Thistlewood is crouching behind the sofa. Oh, you're on your feet. Got a good story, have you? Still, the livestock usually isn't housed in the living room, although when you think of it.
Jane, what are you saying?
Oh, don't come the innocent with me, old Kathy. I know what went on behind the bike sheds when you were 14. Leopards don't change their spots. And as for you, you lowlife, oversexed, scarberous, two-faced pimp.
I can't think what's got into Mrs. Fox and Mrs. Hampton. I think I'd better leave.
No, don't go. Jane,
Oh,
think.
let him go, dear. He's not worth the effort. Oh, and look what must have slipped out of a pocket.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. Thanks for everything. In the circumstances, yes. It's been a real pleasure knowing you.
I bet it was. Clear off, you jerk.
My God, Jane, you've got some explaining to do.
Think you better sit down, dear. Have you got something to drink somewhere? Strong?
There's wine, yes. What is all this about?
You're not the only one on friend Freddie's list.
What do you mean?
Let's start with the basics. Did he suggest wines?
We discussed wines, yes.
Came up in conversation, did it? Still, I bought him a box of his favourite cigars. Doubtless it earned me a point in his favour.
What?
We've been friends a long time, Kathy. No secrets. I admit I've, entertained our vet twice since Joe went to Australia with the boys. My God. He came in, said Joe had asked him to have a look at a cow. And before I knew it, he was saying things about my eyes and other parts that I'd only ever read about in books. He said he'd organised a trip to get Joe away from me.
Oh my God, he said that to me about Bill.
He found a good line and he stuck to it.
What a prick.
Well, there was that.
Jane, I didn't mean...
Ah, forget it. He was due over at my place tonight. Leastways he came, but... Well, don't laugh. I got the hiccups.
The hiccups?
It wasn't funny. Although in a way I guess it was. There he was, sitting there, pouring out the passion while I hiccuped back.
So he just left?
Oh, that's our Freddie boy. Got a call on his mobile. Said there was a ewe over at Pukikawa that needed her uterus looking at. Slimy bug, I bet you had that call programmed in for emergencies.
Pukikawa? Jesus, that was me!
Yes, dear, it was.
He told me a blasted cow had died on him.
Bastard. Well, that's not the worst thing. Yeah, sharing him with you, I suppose I could have handled that, but piece of paper dropped out of his wallet.
Dropped out.
Okay, it didn't drop out. I found it when I was rifling through. But look, on it are 5 names, and it doesn't take a genius to see they're in a sort of a circular route, if I may use the term. I knew where the bugger was off to next, so I came straight round.
I wondered why I can only manage to come round twice a week.
5 women twice a week. You got to admit, the man's got stamina.
Shit! And look at this. There's dates and numbers. The cold-blooded bastard. He's marked us out of 10.
You got a 4. And an 8.
Well, I suppose I was a bit nervous at the start. I mean, kept on wondering if Mum was going to bring John back. But still, I improved. What am I saying?
Look, who else is on here? Auntie? Ann Thomas? She's as flat as a pancake.
BK? She's a bit of a whopper.
Well, I can't figure out this one here. And she got a couple of 10s.
Mab? I don't know any Mabs around. Oh, bloody hell. M. Abbott? It's my mother!
Sunday afternoon. Hasn't time flown? All that bitterness about the Australian trip, and just a fading memory. Another wine, Kathy dear.
Yes, please, Mum. From what you said, Bill, it wasn't all that successful.
It was all right. Don't think I'd do it again. Bloody clubs we played took everything too seriously. I almost came home after the second game.
That would have been a disappointment. For you. What happened?
Well, there was a little accident.
You spent a week in hospital.
He spent a week in hospital with a bruised spine. We were going to let you know, but as there were no bones broken, we thought we wouldn't bother.
Well, it's a good job you didn't come home. Oh, I mean, you'd spent all that money, hadn't you?
Yes, I don't know where it all come from. They put us up in the most flea-bitten accommodation available, and the bus they took us around in, they must have taken the animals to the Ark. So much for bloody old Thistledown, his organisation.
Yes, we've heard he's sold the practice and flown back to England.
Yeah.
The crafty bugger! He must have made a mint out of that tour. Made us all look a pack of idiots.
Yes, I guess he did one way or another.
Still, he wasn't a bad vet. He certainly knew his way around stock.
Yes, change the subject. Mum and I have sorted our arrangements out for our Pacific cruise.
Oh, fair enough. When are you going?
Oh, in a fortnight's time. New Caledonia, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, and then a flight back.
I just hope yours is more enjoyable than ours was. Just can't get over that conniving sod Thistlewood. Throwing the dirt on everyone like he did and then buggering back to England. Must have made a packet out of it.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, the new vet's coming down soon to have a look at Cedric. He's limping.
Oh, he's getting old, poor bugger. Still, if you had tucked as many Sheilas as he has, Bill, you'd have a limp leg too.
Oh, don't be so crude, Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's totally the new vet now. Some fella called Joe Loxley. Hello. It seems this is the new vet, Miss Loxley.
Miss. Good afternoon, everyone. The office said you called. I've come about a ram.
Well, a lady vet. Well, that makes a nice change. The name's Henry.
Hello, Henry.
I'm Mary Abbott, his wife. And this is Kathy, my daughter, and she's married to Bill there.
Hello, Mrs. Abbott. Kathy. I'm sorry to disturb your afternoon tea. Just point me in the right direction and I'll see what I can do about your ram.
I'll take you to.
I'll come too.
After you, Miss
Call me Joe.
Joe, yes. No need for you to come here.
Oh, yes, I need the exercise.
I don't know if I approve, Lady Bits.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that one, dear. I checked up on her when I heard that Freddie Thistlewood had flown the nest. Her boyfriend is the martial arts expert at the new gym in Pukekohe. I think it's necessary to know these things. Vets are so important.
Mum, I didn't ask. What did you think of Mr. Thistlewood?
Oh, he was a very good vet. He popped round a couple of times to check on Bubbles. Said we were overfeeding him.
Mum, I know.
What do you mean, you know? What do you know?
Freddie Thistlewood drew up a list of all the women he visited while the men were away on tour.
Well,
He graded us, Mum. The self-centered, arrogant bastard graded us.
dear me. Where did I get?
You came out on top.
Really?
I want to know how. No, whoa. How should I put this?
Oh, I think I know what you mean, dear. I think possibly...
Yes.
Well, he said
Well, go on.
he really enjoyed
Don't keep stopping.
my steak and kidney puddings. Said they reminded him of home. What did you cook him?
Men are rather simple-minded creatures, aren't they? Why don't we go see how Cedric's getting along with Miss Jo Loxley? You wait here, and I will go get John. Steak and kidney pudding?
Mind you, dessert was quite another matter altogether.